Is your market getting increasingly competitive, and are you finding it harder to get new clients? Many businesses have noticed that they are feeling less in control and working harder every year to make the same money. That's why they are looking for a new approach, because the old business model no longer seems to work. They are turning away from more traditional models of selling as much as possible to as many people as possible, and are focusing instead on building value in their client relationships as a surer and easier way to success. That means managing these relationships more effectively, which is the purpose of CRM as a practice and CRM systems as a tool. This screenplay and the resources that come with it help you to set up or refocus your CRM systems to help you identify which of your clients will build value for your business in the future and to find more like them. It is followed by 3 others that explain how you can achieve exceptional growth through building long-term client relationships, increase their value by understanding what they want, and protect your future through creating and delivering unbeatable solutions your competition can't match. What would you do to find out which of your clients adds most value to your business now? Maybe you would look at your account software and see what you billed them in the past, but does that tell you what they will be worth in the future, or even whether they are still clients? Does it tell you the value of the other clients that they have referred to you? This calculation of lifetime value is important if you want to recruit clients who are going to add value to your business long term. And however you calculate value, through revenue alone or lifetime value, do you know what your most valuable clients look like so that you can get more of them to grow your business in the future? First, of course, you need to know what characteristics will help you to identify them. We explain how to calculate lifetime value and select identifying factors in the ebook that accompanies this screenplay. But there are 3 common problems businesses like yours have in doing this. All 3 are about getting the data you need to know your clients better, because this data is often missing, unreliable, and it can mean different things depending on why it was collected. We explore these 3 issues here before explaining how a CRM system can overcome them. Missing data is one of the commonest reasons that you may not know your clients as well as you would like. The main reason this happens is because when you are trying to get something done, you are often pressed for time. So it's very easy to just capture the data you need to complete the job you are doing now, so you can move on to the next, with every intention to update your database or spreadsheet later. But of course, later rarely comes and it gets forgotten. The problem is that while the data you haven't got time to update may not be important to get this job done, it often means that without it, future jobs take longer or sales are lost which could have been won. It also, of course, means that when you come to try and find out what is different about your most valuable clients, so you can find more like them, you don't have a complete picture. But why is it that when you try to make sense of the information you do have on clients, it can be inconsistent, unreliable, and out of date? The problem is that often the same data is used for different purposes, which means that you need to see it in different spreadsheets or systems which often don't talk to each other. The only thing you can do is to load the same data into each of them. For example, email could be used in your marketing system, spreadsheets, sales database, and accounting system. Now, what happens if you take a call from the client and you need to update their email? Would you know every other system and spreadsheet that needs to be updated as well? Have you or anyone else got the time to do this? When was the last time you reconciled all the data in all your spreadsheets and systems to make sure it was the same? How long did that take? You can see that pretty quickly the data in different systems and spreadsheets won't be the same. There could be, say, 3 versions of a person's email held in different systems, so which one of these is the right one? That is how data becomes unreliable and is a big problem when you need to get an accurate picture of what your most valuable clients look like and how valuable they are. The third problem you are likely to have is being clear what the data actually means. The problem is that where you are using different spreadsheets and systems to hold data, they may call it different things, define the data in different ways, and even structure it differently. Just as an example, if you're trying to find out the value of a client in terms of revenue, your sales spreadsheet or system might use the value of the contract, the inventory system the value of the goods dispatched or is that allocated, while the account system may use the value of invoices billed or is that paid. Depending on which is used, they may or may not account for returned goods. The less agreement there is on these issues, the more difficult it is to stitch this information together to be able to analyze it and find common factors that identify your most valuable clients. But how can you overcome the problems we have just spoken about? Getting all the data you need, knowing it is reliable, and being sure of what it means. In what follows, we'll give you an overview of how using a CRM system can help, but we go into much more depth about these issues in the ebook and planning sheet that comes with this screenplay. Along with these resources, we also give you worked examples and face-to-face consultancy, which helps you to grow your business by getting more of the clients you really want. There are 3 ways you can make sure that you always capture all the information you will need, however busy you are, when you use a CRM system. The first of these is to set it up so that you have to complete these fields before you can save the CRM record. The second is to automate the system so that it completes the data for you. And the third is by embedding the completion of all data within your process. Underlying all these is making sure that you only capture the minimum data that you need rather than as much data as you can get. In the ebook and planning sheet, we explain how the CRM system is usually structured and how to define what information is required in each record to be able to identify who your most valuable clients are. This is part of the data strategy that you need to think about with CRM systems, and I will have more to say about this shortly. The worked examples we provide also demonstrate how you can set up required fields, automatically populate fields in each record, and create blueprint processes that make sure you always capture the information you may need later. The second problem we discussed was the reliability of data because you use different systems. So how does a CRM help you resolve this? Where you are running a simple business, you will find that most established CRM systems can be used across all of the areas where you would traditionally use different spreadsheets and systems. That means there is one system, so only one place to put data. That means no duplication and only one version of the truth. If your business is more complicated, you may need to use specialist software in some of these areas, and in that case you can integrate them with the CRM, which means you can share data between them, so creating one view of the truth that way. In the ebook, I provide some worked examples of how to configure a CRM to support a simple business, integrating this with third-party systems for more complex settings, and then use proprietary apps in a single platform. I mentioned above the importance of developing a data strategy for setting up and deploying a CRM, and that we explain how to do this in the ebook. This will lead to you creating your own data strategy in the planning sheet. Being clear about how you are using data and what it means at every point that you manage clients is crucial when it comes to analyzing clients and their value to your business, as we discussed above. Using a CRM helps you to get a common understanding of this data when you use it as your main day-to-day working platform for whatever it is you need to do in your business. That even works where you have to use specific functional systems which are integrated with the CRM, as we have seen. So the trick here is to find ways to make the CRM your primary tool through fitting it around your working day. We explain how to do this in the ebook. This screenplay is part of an e-learning course that includes a number of other resources. We provide an ebook which includes worked examples to illustrate the principles involved in setting up your CRM and using it to identify your most valuable clients. From this, you are able to complete a planning sheet for your own CRM that you can discuss with the author in a face-to-face consultancy session. There are 3 further screenplays in this series, each of them accompanied by an ebook, planning sheet and consultancy. In the second, we build on this one to create a solid base for future growth, and in the third, how to achieve that growth by understanding what clients and prospects want. In the last, we show you how you can use this connection to develop the flexibility in your business to create and deliver unbeatable business solutions which can't be copied by your competition. You can follow each of these courses separately for £339 or take all 4 for £850. If you would like to register interest, then please contact me at this email address or phone number.